Hello everybody. Welcome back to some more Donkey Kong Country 3. And we are doing World 2 today. And this is where I had to start doing some editing. Died a few times in this level. Kind of
Skill issue.
embarrassingly.
Skill issue.
Indeed it is. Mostly
Yeah.
because you kind of have to keep both Kongs alive for the entire thing. And part of this hard mode is there's no, or there's like next to no DK barrels. So the Kongs you get are the Kongs you get.
I just thought of a joke I probably cannot make.
Well, I guess we'll just let the YouTube comments deduce what it is. Let's see. So not much has been going on with me in the real world. I'm going to be a bona fide college dropout soon, so that should be fun. Yeah, and this is where I did my edit, so that's why I got Kitty back. Sorry?
I was just thinking about the college dropout situation.
Yeah.
It's so funny when he grabs her. Back to the back of the line, woman!
Yeah, using Kitty to throw Dixie around, you can get to extra platforms, which was... I mixed up the areas, because there's like a branch that you have to throw her on. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, the, when it comes to computer programming, it's too hard, and by that I mean I can't memorize the syntax. And that's basically all they're testing, is if you can memorize syntax. Which is kind of bullshit, because from what I've been told from people who are really good programmers in my class, they're like, yeah, even the best programmers have to look up, like, syntax every once in a while.
Or like, I just saw like a really funny comment to say I was watching a video about like someone posted in a video comments from a statement from Thomas Sowell. You know Thomas Sowell, right?
No.
He's an economist. He's like in his 90s now, but he's like an economist that has been around for
at least 90s.
Yeah, at least 90s. You can find videos of him from the 70s. He basically talking about like he's a political commentator. He's like graduated in economy, and he has like a thing like the most use you get from a Harvard diploma is like it was something like the best reason to get a Harvard diploma is so that you can never again be impressed by someone with a Harvard diploma.
Yeah, I think I saw that quote somewhere just today. I can't remember now.
Basically, the idea is like, yeah, turns out even if a person has like a diploma in supposedly an impressive field, does not mean that they're gonna be an impressive intellect in many aspects.
Well, it's always a difference between book smarts, street smarts, and like people are going on saying, oh yeah, there's like emotional smarts, and there's one other smarts. I can't remember what it is. It's that whole are you a IQ, EQ thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm not so keen to buy into the idea of EQ, but yeah, Because sometimes, like, people who are supposedly very emotionally smart are psychopaths. But that's another story altogether.
Look, the women wanted to be special, so they made up EQ, okay?
So they gave Ted Bundy the attention he wanted.
Anyway, so if you guys are wondering why I'm doing this level twice, the first time was essentially for a speed run because you have to do it to beat the time to 103% or 5% this game in this regard. And the second time we're doing it to get all the bonus stuff. I'm not 100% sure if you can do it both in like one run. I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe someone can prove me wrong on that.
It's a very odd set of criteria.
Oh, you have to do like a speed run and a 100% run if you want to fully complete this game?
On the idea of intellect, it is actually quite depressing how often people mistake intellect with morality. Or also intellect with competency at governing, because it'll be like, oh, the world would be much better if scientists were the ones in charge of politics. Really? That should be actually that perhaps it should be the standard for recognizing midwittery, or less. It's like if you think scientists would be a good replacement for politicians, just ask NASA about the moral character of some of their scientists.
Especially after World War II.
Yeah. You're gonna find some gems there. Don't ask Mr. Heinrich from the space program what he did during the early 40s.
One more kitty, a stone skip a rue that we have to do, which is, like I said, really hard to do, but yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Like, I can tell you, like, it's a really fun ability to do, but man, you, like, never do it in this game, or you hardly ever do it.
Which one of the three is your favorite?
Of, like, the Donkey Kong Country games?
Yes.
Probably the first one for the obvious, or I guess the selfish reason that, that was the game I first played when I was, like, 4 or 5. I didn't play 2 or 3 until high school. But, I can recognize and understand why people really like, Donkey Kong Country 2 as, like, their favorite one. But, I found that one just to be very, what's the word for it? It is hard, but that's not really the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's the whole,
I mean, there are some levels who are genuinely obtuse. Like the level, those levels like are completely dark.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or there's some of the water levels. Those do not look fun to do.
Yeah, they're not great, but and unfortunately there is a dark level in this game as well, which is also underwater.
Joy.
But it's nowhere near as annoying of having a fish flashbang you every time you turn, so. But I do really like this game, but the reason I like it is because I explained it before that there's always 2 bonus rooms and 1 like coin to collect, or like DK coin, and if you're missing it from the level, even if you don't know the exclamation point to indicate that you're missing a bonus room, it's like, oh, I don't have it, so I only ran into one bonus room, so obviously there's another one I missed, kind of thing. Like, it's easier to track where you're missing stuff. And that's why I'm not as big of a fan of 2, but I do like that game's difficulty, though. And let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, the soundtrack. Soundtrack in 2 is a banger. The soundtrack in...
What would you say is the hardest game you played?
The hardest game that I played? Probably Battletoads. I haven't beaten it. I've played Ghosts and Goblins. Haven't beaten the NES one, but I've played Super Ghouls and Ghosts and beaten that.
I think the Ghosts and Goblins, like the NES one. I think it might be the case. That game is just bad. Because like there is some design choices of that game that are, even for the era, were very misguided.
I think the thing that for me that always pissed me off about Ghosts and Goblins for the NES was that if you make a jump, you're dedicated to it. And that can lead to, you know, death like 90% of the time.
Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, that was a thing in many games of the era. But I think most of the interesting, I think, is the fact that you got enemies that can spawn randomly, and often they just respawn on top of you, or like when you are on a jump, and you just cannot change course.
Yeah, that's why the whole not being able to control your jump is why I'm not a fan of the NES one. But you can, not only can you control your jumps in the Super Nintendo one, but you can double jump, and that makes it so much more fair. Yeah. It's still hard as fuck, but it's a lot better.
If I was a millionaire, I would like to buy that game for the Super Nintendo.
Let's see. Oh, I lost a poor little birdie. Oh well. She only gives lives anyway.
I saw a story, like a 4chan story, 2 days ago. It was really funny.
Oh, a what story?
A guy telling, like, a 4chan story. The guy telling, like, my family is Buddhist, so like my uncle is like on his last legs, he's dying, and he has a dream that back as a bird. Like, so people should be family should be stay on notice, because if they see any birds visiting, like during the funeral, so everyone is expecting the guy to come back as a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Come the day of the funeral, like a bird rams into the window and dies, and everyone freaks out. Like, well, he got 2 funerals now.
But that would be kind of interesting. It's like, oh, he said he'd come back as a bird, and then the bird immediately died. So, you know, you bury the bird with the body, so it's like a double burial at that point. You know, you can make that symbolic and, like, meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, you can never trust those stories, but it's freaking hilarious, man.
I mean, it's a 4chan story. It's like, it more than likely it's bullshit, but yeah. At least compared to the stories you find on Reddit, they're at least reliably funny.
Yeah, because the stories on Reddit are most often than not just annoying.
Yeah,
like,
well, they're more along the lines of, and then everyone clapped at the end.
Yeah, or like, you didn't even put the effort to make this story interesting or different.
Yeah, they all follow a similar, like, almost, like, AI written sort of design to them, you know? Like, it's all laid out exactly the same, but at least with the 4chan green posts, that's part of the meme, is how it's laid out.
Yeah, and they're more entertaining.
Yeah, that too.
Because that's the point, like, if like, when you accept the point that most stories on like in 4chan or Reddit are probably fake, you're you get to the point that matters. Like, are they entertaining to listen to? Are they good stories?
Mhm.
You know, at least in the sense that they keep you entertained. Because let me tell you, some people write wholesale soap operas on Reddit. Like you see some people read some Reddit stories and think, man, this guy should be writing for Telemundo. You know Telemundo, right?
No, but
Mexican TV channel.
oh, is that where all those memes come from about the Mexican soap operas shit?
I mean, I don't know. I don't keep track of Mexican soap opera memes.
Okay. Basically, well, the one that immediately comes to mind is where Peter is like in one, and he's
Mi
every
amor!
time everyone talks to him, he just gives them the backhand slap.
Mi amor!
But the one that I found really funny was oh shoot, I forgot their name. Damn it. But it's a couple who do animations together, and they're very like cutesy animations. But it was Quay, and it was about a woman in a soap opera being like, "Oh, Pedro, I'm sorry, but my mother forbids us being together." And then it's like this really stereotypical looking Mexican guy, and he's just like, "Gay?" Like he has no idea what's going on. I found that one really funny.
Yeah. You were mentioned like Quay. It just sounds. I just thought to myself, what is he? Is he from Final Fantasy IX? Is he one of the coup? Have you played that game?
Final Fantasy IX? No.
Yeah, but there is a race of character in Final Fantasy IX called the coup. Like all of their names starts with coup. It's like Quina, Quail. So and they are like a genderless race. Well, actually, I hate this name. Is like I think the proper name should be hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Like a race of hermaphrodites with all their names starting coup.
Well, hermaphrodite is both genders, but
yeah,
if it's
like,
genderless, it's like asexual or like amorphous.
Bacteria, basically.
Yeah.
Like microscopic, very simplistic creatures are genderless, but like.
Anyway, this is why we needed to get the speed run, so we could piss off the bear who had held the record previously, so we could knock a log over the river that we can get to the secret cave where the banana bird is.
It's off the bear who held the record. Go to his face and say, suck it up, old timer.
Yeah, basically.
Your last year's news. Last year's news.
Anyway, so here's a mechanic that Ellie has. If you're around water or a waterfall, you can suck up the water using L and then fire it using R. And one thing about Ellie that sucks is that she cannot swim. She just kind of doggy paddles and always stays to the surface. But at least she can pick up barrels, so that's nice.
I saw a video of like a woman trying to. a guy made a game like where like he had like three I think bricks where he could step, and the thing was like he would step on the front and he would change the one in the back to the front so he could step on it, and then a woman came to try it and she immediately she steps on her own hands.
I think my favorite kind of moment like that was it was in the episode of The Amazing Race, where they were trying to catapult watermelons to hit like a dummy, and the woman pulled back really far, but she pulled back in such a way that the watermelon when it launched, it just whipped the watermelon right back into her face.
Right in the kisser.
Yeah, and she was like, "I can't smell anything," and her partner that was with her, because it's the Amazing Race is done in teams of 2, so the partner that was with her was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "No, I can't see," and it's like, "Well, you gotta complete the mission." It's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, I can only see sparkles.
That's an old as
that
fuck
vid-
video.
That video is it's amazing. It's absolutely horrifying, but it's also one of the funniest things.
Yeah, yeah, like
It's
one
like
of the
that
things...
video of the guy. It's like that video of the guy getting shocked by the grapes. You know, every
Oh.
time I watch, I
Oh, yeah, the
lost it.
Brazilian
I lose it.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you can type "I" on YouTube and immediately find that.
There was something else that was kind of like that too. There was like I've been playing BioShock recently, or replaying it, I should say, and one of the things about that game is that the philosophy of Rapture is based very heavily on Ayn Rand's philosophy, which is very much
It's based on Ken Levine, right? Was it Ken Levine, or who made that game? Who made that game?
I can't remember. It's the same guy who did System Shock.
Yeah, let me just search real quick.
But anyway, so one of the things is about the Ayn Rand's philosophy is that she believes that a true utopian society can be achieved through a capitalist society, assuming that there's no rules, laws, or regulations for the capitalists whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah, it's Ken Levine. So yeah, it's not based on Ayn Rand's philosophy. It's based on Ken Levine's perception of Ayn Rand's philosophy.
Well, I've read Atlas Shrugged, and it's not very good. But
yeah, I've heard that Ayn Rand is not the best as a writer.
Yeah,
But like I've never delved too deep in objectivism, but I've heard people who are familiar with the ideology saying no, the game has a very poor interpretation of objectivism. So yeah, and yeah, I can believe that because
well, the thing I was going to say that's kind of sad but funny in a ironic sense is that Ayn Rand, as much as she would glaze America's capitalist ideals and stuff and everything, she died penniless.
That's really true.
That's what I've heard. Like, apparently she did not do well her entire life in that regard.
I mean, I remember, like, she, up to the point she was, at old age, she was still making TV appearances.
Yeah, but,
I mean, I'm sure there are many criticisms to be made about Ayn Rand, but,
yeah,
I'm not
I have plenty of them, but...
I think it's very important to see from whom you're listening to those, from whom those criticisms are coming from.
I can tell you right
Because
now that based from what I've read of Atlas Shrugged, or I listened to the audiobook, from what I've listened, yeah, a lot of those criticisms come from me.
No, I'm talking like criticism in regards to life and ideology. So, not talking about her writing proficiency. Her qualities as a writer.
Well, her quality as a writer is very, very, very bad. Like,
yeah,
you know how a lot of movies these days They make it very abundantly clear what their political stance is, and then they have like a point in the movie where the character basically just grandstands why their ideology is good.
Oh, apparently she was married. I thought she was like a single her whole life. Grave marker for Rand. I'm reading her Wikipedia page.
Yeah, but did
Grave
you
marker
even
for
hear
Rand
what I
and
said?
her husband. No.
Okay, well, I said, you know how a lot of movies these days, they have it so that there's a point where you can very easily tell what their political stance is, and then they have a character sort of grandstand saying how great their political ideology is. Like how
Yeah.
in
Kind
Ant-Man
of
Quantumania.
like the reason why I hate Platoon.
Like Platoon?
Yes. The
Oh.
movie with Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really dislike that movie. It doesn't really have a character grandstanding, but the movie is very heavy-handed on its framing.
Okay. But anyway, so Ayn Rand is like that, where there's not one but two times where a character just flat out states like how great capitalism is, like very unsubtly too. And to the point where there's an entire chapter dedicated to a guy giving a radio speech about like how great capitalism is and like how it's the greatest way to get a utopian society and blah 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 blah. And what else was there? Oh, the main character of the of Atlas Shrugged is an author's self-insert and also a Mary Sue who gets caught in not only a love triangle but a love square. So there's 3 guys who are after her. And the reason why all 3 guys are after her is because she is just such a gosh darn good capitalist. Like,
Reminder that capitalism is not a thing. Capitalism is just a mean-sounding name for the natural state of free trade.
yeah, but they do make it very clear in the book that they're
Yeah.
talking about capitalism.
I actually very much dislike the name capitalism as a whole because it implies an ideological principle, when capitalism as an ideology is not really a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, like, there were things about Ayn Rand's philosophy that I do agree with, like the whole more libertarian freedoms, so to speak. But the way that she comes to her conclusions is, I would describe very childish. But
Yeah.
that would be a discussion for another day because this video is over. So
Yes. And you,
Hey.
right as I was about to respond,
Exactly.
dickhead.
Get fucked. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye-bye.